This is One on One. Carl Goodman is the executive director of the Museum of the Moving Image. How you doing?
Doing well. Great to be here, Steve.
Now, I want to make sure that people know what the Museum of the Moving Image is. It's located where?
We're in Astoria, Queens, in a burgeoning cultural district anchored by Kaufman Astoria Studios, which has been in operation since the 1920s. We also say that we're 3 subway stops from Bloomingdale's for those who wonder what Astoria is. But once you've been to Astoria, again, which is part of New York City, you'll be coming back again and again.
But that location itself, where you are, is very significant in the filmmaking world.
It is, and it has always been thus. It was the East Coast facility of Paramount Pictures in the 1920s.
Oh, that little place?
Yes. And today, it's
That's the exterior.
It's home of, wonderful, it's home of Sesame Street.
Oh, come on. You're talking our language, Sesame Street.
Exactly. Orange is the New Black, the wonderful show, downloadable on Netflix, as they say, and most recently, Alpha House, Gary Trudeau's new political comedy, which is on Amazon.
Oh, that's terrific. That Kelly Ripa's husband, I think, is in that with John Goodman, some other terrific people.
John Goodman, Bill Murray has been on the show. It's
Mark Consuelos. He has a real name. I shouldn't call him Kelly Ripa's.
There we go.
I'm sorry about that.
And us, right? We're there, and we're the place that people can go to learn about the history, the art, the technology of film, television, and digital media.
But here's what's interesting. There are other museums, right? A lot of museums, particularly where we are in the heart of New York City. What makes your museum special and different?
Well, in a certain respect, we do what other museums do, which is we have exhibitions, we have programs, in our case, over 500 live programs and screenings per year, and we have a very, very important education program. We see 50,000 students per year, workshops, tours. What distinguishes us is what we're about. You know, we're about the most powerful form of expression and communication of our time.
Film.
Film, this medium, what is still called television, and everything you experience on the internet. By calling ourselves the Museum of the Moving Image, we are able to explore all facets of these forms, which used to be distinct, used to be separate industries, and today are converged more and more, and we get to explore video games as a medium.
Video games?
Sure. Very important.
Moving image.
Anything on a screen. But we look for what the best, the most interesting, the most culturally significant. And again, like any museum, we're not going to show just anything. We focus, and our curators focus on the best in the movie.
Okay, but here, you say that you want to talk about the significance of these things. What makes, give us an example of something that you and your colleagues think is significant that the rest of us should pay attention to because, hey, that's important.
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly, we think that an awareness and understanding of what goes on behind the scenes, you know, I mean, people right now are looking at one thing. We're looking at something completely different. There are many, many people around us. What do they do? How do they do it? What do they need to know? What tools do they use? Learning about what goes on behind the scenes, we feel, leads, again, to a greater understanding and appreciation of the form. And because media today is participatory and is being democratized, this is no longer something that they watch that we do. It's something that everyone can make and do. And to be a citizen in this century, in this time, it is important that you understand, and you also have an opportunity to make media.
So one of the exhibits actually talks about the people who are the projectionists, the film projectionists, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm fascinated by that because there was a movie years back that not a lot of people know about, but Cinema Paradiso.
Sure.
Now, it was one of my favorites, and it was in many ways about a lot of things. A lot of it was about Italy, but it was also about the old man and the kid who taught the kid about film in this small community in Italy, and he was the film projectionist, right? Mm-hmm. That was special. Is it that? Am I on the right track?
Sure. Well, that is one exhibit we have called The Booth.
The Booth.
And it is essentially a photography exhibit that showcases projectionists in their natural habitat. Now, film projection is a, let's call it a dying art.
Because?
Because we have moved entirely to digital. Next year, there will not be a single first-run theater showing movies in the way they've been shown before, which is essentially a series of photographic images reanimated using celluloid run through a film projector. So many great works, of course, are made and experienced in this way. But again, today, the medium of video, even though a film might be captured on film, is being used to project what you see on the screen.
Sorry for interrupting. So you're saying we need to, before this dies, we want to know who these people are, what they did, because it was important, because we're moving on?
This is the heritage and history of our field. And also, there is a really, really interesting debate going on about whether or not the digital conversions of these projected films are as good or better than the original. It is safe to say that the Museum of the Moving Image and a number of other institutions will be the only place you can see film projected.
Before I let you out of here, people are watching movies. We have a 9, 11-year-old who are saying, yeah, I saw the movie on my digital. What are you talking about? What do you mean you saw the movie on your eye thing? You don't see a movie there. You see a movie in a big screen. No, I don't want to go to the movies.
Okay, well, you're a purist.
I want to see a movie. No? Am I the part of the dying breed?
And that's why you'll come to the Museum of the Moving Image. No, what's dying is the way in which movies are shown in a theater. But the communal experience of watching a great movie in a great theater on a big screen is stronger than ever. And what we found is our audience, who may have seen a great film this weekend, let's say Bertolucci's The Conformist, on a smaller screen, will then come to the museum to see it in the way they know it's intended to be viewed. So actually, all of this multi-platform, mobile, interactive technology is still leading people back to the movie theater to see a movie in the manner in which it's meant to be seen.
So old school movies being seen in a communal setting, not dead yet.
And new school movies as well. Many of the greatest filmmakers will come to the museum and show their work that hasn't yet been released.
By the way, that's why we're partners with our friends at the Montclair Film Festival and other great film festivals, because film is not dead, it's just moving along. That's why Carl Goodman, the executive director of the Museum of the Moving Image, is doing important work out in Astoria, Queens.
Astoria, Queens, come see us.
Good stuff. Listen, we wish you nothing but the best. You came here, and we are part of that television.
We are about what you do.
And you love PBS.
Absolutely. Couldn't be where we are with it.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System. Funding has been provided by Barnabas Health, Berkeley College, the law firm of Gibbons PC, United Water, Wells Fargo, Verizon Communications, and by New Jersey Natural Gas. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been made possible in part by the Adler Aphasia Center.